My man Jared Anderson here with FightHype.com, the undefeated 15-0 heavyweight, the best heavyweight we got right now on the uprise coming out of the United States. Jared, what's going on, man? Let's start with the last fight, with the Charles Martin fight. What did you learn from that fight? What's some of your takeaways from that last fight? It was the first time you went the distance.
Um, that it was some things outside of the ring. I felt like I could have did better on. And that's where I start. But really inside the ring, I feel like I started off great. I do feel like I fell asleep, and got bored in the middle rounds. That was when I got hit. When I did get hit with the shot, people would scream all day long. They think I was hurt, but I was not ever hurt in that fight. When he did hit me with the good shot, I continued to catch shots literally right after he hit me with it. And then I looked to the clock to let him burn himself out because I knew he had over a minute and a half left. I succeeded in my plan. It worked perfectly for me. He exhausted himself. The sixth round, I took back over the fight, and the generalship of the fight. I wasn't able to get him out of there, but I was more than happy with that. I showed that I can go the distance and do it well from round 1 to round 10. Still threw a good amount of punches. It wasn't needed for me to throw 100 punches in a round. So I felt like I did good. I just know I could have did better.
Yeah, and just to give you some props, you showed that fighting spirit. Anytime he hits you, you came right back with a shot. That's a big question people have about young heavyweights. Can they take a punch? And you did. You took the left hand from Martin well. And I know it's easier where we're sitting watching the action. But what do you say to experts, fans, people that are watching and they're critiquing things like pulling straight back from shots with the chin up sometimes? And do you see those things on tape too and say I gotta tighten that up or not so much? You see something different when you go back and watch it.
I see all my flaws, good and bad. And we speak on those. I don't have any yes men around me, and there's a reason for that. I don't anybody who's around me and just want to tell me I'm great or I'm good just because of who I am. I don't even allow them to be around me. So I look at everything, and it's not one person who doesn't be around me that won't tell me like, "Hey, you be wrong, Jared. You got to fix this. You got to fix that." I hear everything, everybody, and to the experts or critics and all those other people saying, "Keep talking, keep saying what you want. You're opinionated, and your opinion does not get me paid. You can keep saying whatever you want." You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you're not the ones writing the checks. It don't affect me. I troll people sometimes on Twitter, Instagram, every now and again when I get bored, but it don't affect me. I'm an adult and I'm a grown man at the end of the day, so I'm gonna continue to live my life and continue to, flourish in what I got going on. As you can see, I'm more popular as far as being a better heavyweight than what most think I'm overrated, as they may say. But I definitely, like I said, take away everything. So we went back to the drawing board, and I feel like we fixed a lot of things, and things are going to look a lot better, a lot smoother.
Physically you got through the fight, won the fight, but mentally and emotionally, how have you been, since then? Because we kind of, you fighters go through your journey before the whole world, so we get to kind of see it as it develops. So we saw some of your vulnerability, not so much physically, but mentally and emotionally going through that. How are you feeling right now, Jared?
I'm good. I feel like my team and my brothers, they really held my back up. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of stuff I was going through, like I said, outside the ring prior to that I don't ever speak on because I don't like Bud. I mean, like I said, Bud, like Earl said, man, even if I had an excuse, I wouldn't give it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not how we were raised. His father's an older man, just like my dad is. My dad's 60, 62, 63 years old. So even if we had an excuse, we wouldn't give it. You know what I'm saying? I did what I was supposed to do. I came out victorious in that fight. I'm happy that the fight went the way it did, and we entertained people like a motherfucker. So I tip my hat to Charles Martin. He did his thing. He came well prepared. And while all them people talking in the comments and stuff, I can't wait for him to fight again. He gonna really show y'all what he really about, man. Like I've been seeing him. I follow him on Instagram, all that stuff, man. He really is in that gym, and he's staying consistent even after he fought me. He's staying consistent, man. He really making another run. So I'm happy that everybody doubted him and doubted me. I can't wait for him to show what he got coming. And like I said, I'm gonna keep climbing the ranks, keep doing what I got to do.
Yeah, you spoke heading into that fight about how this hurt business, it's a business to you. You know, it's about right, and it is to every fighter. But did pulling through a little bit of adversity there with Martin and getting through the other side of it, did it make you love boxing more through it? You know, after that fight, or same feelings?
Same feelings whatsoever. Like I have nothing changed. If anything, I already knew. I've seen personally with my own eyes. I've seen through Shakur's career, what people can say off of one performance that wasn't a perfect performance. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen it happen before, but they'll turn on you in a second. You know what I'm saying? The love will turn to hate in a split second. Um, so if anything, it didn't make me do nothing but shield away even more. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm already one to not be in it mentally, and especially with my words. So it didn't do nothing but make me just want to go off into under a rock again. But
Oh,
it is what it is at this point. You know what I'm saying? My promoter and co-promoter, they've been on top of me about staying active and just staying relevant. So that's why we here. That's why we fighting, so that they can see that my work is going to show rather than my words.
yeah, like you said, the promoter, less than 2 months, nobody does that now, really. I mean, some prospects do, but not at the stage you're. What do you think of this quick turnaround? And is that a good thing? You know, being so active, getting a lot of fights in early on in your career.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a good thing. As AJ just said, he felt like he had a lot of his flaws and downfalls from not being active as he was in the beginning of his career. So now he's trying to fight 2 and 3 times a year and stuff like that. So if I'm doing it now at this age and stay consistent with it until I want to retire, I think I'll be unstoppable. So that's definitely a goal to stay as active as I can. And plus, I'm broke. All right, I'm looking to make as much money as I can so that I can get out as quick as I can.
I hear you. I hear you. Is it going to be a short night for Andrii Rudenko from the Ukraine?
We shall see. I definitely think styles make fights. And people have to actually get in there with the person to understand what they're capable of. I've seen him stand there with some great guys. I think Zhang is a big puncher, and he stood 10 rounds in there with him the entire time. Taking all his shots. So we shall see. See what my power does to him. I'm a very up and down type of fighter. I go to the body and to the head. So we shall see what he can take.
Any improvements we should look out for heading into this fight?
Um, Not necessarily, just expect to see Jared in his full form. It wasn't a really bad performance last fight. It just was things that I could have corrected. If they get corrected in this fight, they may not, only because the styles make fights. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I didn't work on those things, but styles make fights. So I never predict anything because you don't honestly know what's going to happen until you get in there and you get a feel for what his speed is like, what his power is like. Is he fighting dirty? Things like that. It's a lot of stuff people don't ever take into account into a fight. So I'll see what he has. Me personally, I don't see him causing a whole lot of problems, because of his size, rather than, people who are bigger and taller and stuff like that. I'm still gonna be quick, sharp, and stand on top of my game.
What do you think? Well, got Kosabutsky on the card again for the second time in a row, man. Is you feel like that fight's coming eventually?
Yeah, definitely. I have no problem having that fight next. I think I don't know what happened with it, but it is what it is. My stablemate, FA is fighting him though. I wish him the best. I know he gonna handle business. And if everything goes well, we can hopefully make that fight soon too.
If FA wins, is that out of the question, or you guys could fight too if he beats Kosabutsky?
That's a touchy subject because
I
same
imagine so.
it's the same stable,
I,
with top rank and everything. But I feel like they could definitely build that fight up, it's not a fight that I'm jumping for. Like I said,
Mhm.
that's my guy. Like personally, like on a whole nother level. And as I tell everybody, this sport is a business thing for me. Don't get me wrong. If the money is right, the money they offering us millions to fight. Yeah, we gonna get it on. FA, I'm gonna forget all that friendly stuff. Let's knock this out. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get paid, but as of now, I know the numbers wouldn't be right, so I don't see it happening no time soon. But I'm not against fighting anybody in this sport for the money.
Got you, man. Just wanted to get your thoughts on a couple fights coming up real quick. Usyk and Dubois this Saturday. What do you think of that fight, Jared?
I think Usyk is gonna technically beat the shit out of him. Um, it, Dubois is very stiff. He may have a little bit of power and strength, but I don't see him technically being able to handle the smart and tricky things that Usyk does. So I do see him beating him. Like I said, technically probably bad until like the ninth round. And if Usyk has any of the power to carry, to this heavyweight division, he stops him in 9.
He went down 3 times in the first round against a southpaw, his last fight, Dubois. So we'll see how he handles this southpaw.
For
Uh,
sure.
but and then also, man, Fury and Ngannou. Thoughts on that fight?
Um, Fury's different. You know what I'm saying? I've been in there with him. I gave him his props. He different. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't really watched Ngannou. I know he's strong as hell. I've stood next to the man. Like his body mass is crazy. So I'm not gonna say that if he hit him, it's not possible. But it's gonna be damn hard to hit him. You know what I'm saying, with a flush shot like that. So I don't see Ngannou landing very many punches, but depending on how he grapples, in the first few rounds, if he can tire out Tyson, he may be able to land one of those shots in the later rounds. But I do see Tyson pushing that one out, by unanimous decision.
Man, I wish I was there that day. Just one of those days, you and Fury sparred. I gotta hit up Frank Stay in the Top Rank gym and offer him some thousands of dollars for never seeing footage. But no, but and then before I let you go, man. Speaking of Fury and Usyk, the people are talking, fans, media. They seem to a large consensus seems to think Fury's ducking Usyk. People not. What do you think of that, man? And what happens if they ever get it on?
Uh, let's be real. Okay, this is I'm one of those guys who, once again, I say this is a business. You know what I'm saying? And I believe in doing what you think is for business the best option. Now, for Tyson, he wants the most money. You know what I'm saying? And if he's not getting the most money fighting Usyk, then he doesn't care for the fight because it's not about he feel like he done proved everything he needs to prove to everybody else. Um, so in Tyson's way, I can understand that. But Usyk, he's looking, for legacy and to have, well, I didn't went and or been undisputed at cruiserweight. I'm going to go be undisputed at heavyweight. So he chasing a dream, you know what I'm saying, which is good on his end. So I'm 50-50 with both because I understand where they're coming from both sides. You get what I'm saying? Because it's not about that for Tyson. You know what I'm saying? He trying to get the biggest bag. And if y'all want to keep short and handing him on the bag, because he got to pay everybody else too. So everybody always make it seem like, oh, well, you getting this amount of money, just say F it and, you know what I'm saying, go fight. But it's not about that because everybody else will have to get paid too. So if that shortens his money because he's not getting all of the money that he wants, then of course he's not going to make that fight. I wouldn't say he's necessarily ducking him. I think it's just not on the business side for him.
Gotcha. Thank you, Jared. Great catching up with you. I'll be watching Saturday night from Tulsa, Oklahoma on ESPN, brother. Thanks always for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.